I am the Terminator. In my camp, I am creating soldiers who can spread destruction among the whole world. I am the most powerful. Hey, Photon, what's up? Well, hey, Terminator, I am confused regarding a problem. It's regarding hyperspheres. I'm not being able to understand how can I derive the volume of a hypersphere in n dimension. Well, that is very easy. I don't understand what is so problematic about this. Volume of a hypersphere is 4 by 3 pi r cube. No, okay, yeah, it's for just n equal to 3. I'm looking for any general value of n, like it can be greater than 3. It is a hypersphere, remember? Oh, volume of a hypersphere. Okay. Volume of a hypersphere is hyper times 4 by 3 pi r cube. In the name of Newton, you must die. Well, hello friends. Today we will be calculating volume of a hypersphere. So, volume of hypersphere. So, the first thing is that we know that the normal sphere as we have. So the surface of a sphere forms a two-dimensional manifold. So we denote a normal sphere generally. So rather like this is the normal sphere will be denoted by S2. So similarly, but it is embedded in R3. Similarly, the hypersphere that I will be calculating means that it is actually embedded in Rn, but so it's a manifold. The surface of that sphere is a manifold of dimension n-1. So, like in a better way, we can simply write that collect all the points. All the points will belong to the surface, such that summation over I xi square satisfies r square I equal to 1 to n. So in Rn, collect all the points, the locus of the points such that they follow this equation is a hypersphere. So I think this is quite clear. So for this, let's follow I will do the procedure using Gaussian integrals. So let's look at this integral. I equal to integral from minus infinity to infinity, each of the slots dx1 to dxn of e power minus, take this thing. So summation I equal to 1 to n xi square. So we will try solving this integral. So I will try solving this integral. So let us see. So to solve it, notice that these x1 to xn are linearly independent. So this entire integral is just minus infinity to infinity dx minus as it is on exponential power, I can just split the sum into multiplication of exponents, and let me see, so till n, so I put a n there. So that's quite clear. Now let's evaluate this. We know that this is the Gaussian integral. So this will finally, this thing inside will give us root pi. So overall the answer will be pi power n by 2. Like so you see, in confusion, a quick way to check the Gaussian integral is, suppose 2 pi. So see, this integral will give us 1. by the probability conservation. So now what I need, I can just plug in 2 sigma square equal to 1 to get the value of this integral. Like this is just a fast way without memorizing doing this integral. So anyway, so you see what did I do is I integrated this expression over the entire volume. Okay, so there is one way, so this is one of the way. This same integral can hence be also written as, so as I integrated over the entire volume, so I integrate over the entire volume. So let's write dv e power minus, and you see this summation is nothing but this, so r square. Okay, 0 to infinity. So I integrated over the entire, sorry, I have integrated this integral over the sphere over the entire space. I think this is clear, like this, why this follows. So now see, so v, now we have to think. So v can be written as some alpha r power n by dimensional analysis. So this is of dimension, it's a volume in n dimension, so it has L, length, time, power n. So this also have length power n, so this is all right. So dv is alpha n r power n minus 1 dr. So let's just plug it in here. So this gives us integral 0 to infinity, so alpha n, e power minus r square. So now we will do this thing. So r square, we will do a change of variable. So r square equal to t, so dt equal to 2r dr. So if I plug in the change of variables, so by plugging in the change of variables, the final expression that I am writing it here, what I will get is this. So this is the final expression that I will get. You can just try to do it on your own. So now see, now I will be using one more thing. It is a very important thing that is used often. So it is the concept of Laplace transform. So you see, Laplace transform of t power n is nothing but this integral by definition. So by definition, e power minus ts t power n dt, which has a general form of this. Okay, so Laplace transform of entire thing is a function. Laplace transform of a function is a function of a different variable. Okay, so now see this quantity, what is here, what we see, it is nothing but the Laplace transform of t power n by 2 minus 1 evaluated at s equal to 1, because you see I have e power minus t, but here I have e power minus ts. So evaluated at s equal to 1. So that's nothing but n alpha by 2 tau n by 2. This is this side. So now see, this both should be equal. So by equating, so n alpha by 2 tau n by 2 equal to pi power n by 2. By equating these two sides, I will see alpha is pi power n by 2. Now you see n by 2 times tau n by 2 is tau n by 2 plus 1. Okay, so this is our final expression for alpha. Let's just plug it into the volume. So volume becomes pi power n by 2 over tau n by 2 plus 1, and you had the r power n. So well, okay. So you see, this is the general form of volume of a sphere embedded in n dimension. Okay. So this was a short trick, it was a derivation. But you see, here we used some very important concepts. One is this concept of Laplace transform. You see, the Laplace transform is used in several places, and we this is a very important formula to keep in mind. So we also use the Gaussian integral, which is something that you might know. So well, okay, it was a video. So it was like a video random on random topics on physics. So let me know if you have any problem. Well, okay, thank you.